I'm recording this part a fifth time, and this is pretty much just off the fly. Originally, this was going to be kind of this was originally going to be kind of just a video talking about what people thought, or kind of addressing what people have been asking me, and that's, oh, does Ludia make coming back to office make a difference for Jurassic World Alive at all? However, I essentially scrapped every single thing that I said because this is annoying, and it's gotten to the point where there's just been mass outrage in our creator group chats about this issue, and I kind of want to address it, and that is the blatant, what seems to be favoritism, talked about, or rather shown to us by Ludia. It's about like 10:30 in the morning now, and I literally just got up, and after reflecting for about 18 hours, I actually became more annoyed, if anything, because I for those of you who don't know, I essentially do not have a D-Rex video out today, and everything I'm about to talk about is exactly the reason why, and I'm extremely disappointed that I won't be able to have it out because next week I'm out on vacation, which is when the next kind of builds roll around. So it is extremely disappointing, and frankly, I am like, a lot of us are getting to the point where we just kind of want to not cut ties, but we just don't have the energy to do this anymore, or like the energy to really care about it anymore. So that's what I want to address and talk about. But yeah, I do want to apologize for not having a D-Rex video out. I am very disappointed, just as much as a lot of you probably are, because I've been getting a lot of comments for that video, and I had everything planned, but I just cannot do anything. I have no footage whatsoever, and there's really not much I can do about it. So, hoping you guys understand what I'm about to talk about, and if if this gets flagged, you know why. But I guess I'm just gonna cut to the footage, or rather the audio of me talking about that favoritism. So, here you go. But actually, before I cut to that, the thing what we can infer based off of this is that Ludia does play favoritism. They are terrible with communication because a lot of the stuff they communicate to us are very last minute, or it's, a mix of the two options. So it's either one of the three. So that's what we can infer from. Again, we're all very disappointed. I'm the most disappointed because I had this planned out for weeks now, but all that work was just stripped away for nothing. So I guess here is the segment where I essentially talk about what's been going on. So enjoy. If I get taken down for this, you guys know why, but I guess I might as well just be straight up and honest with all of you. And if I get, like I said, if Lydia gets pissed off at this and removes all my rights, then whatever. It's fair game. It only proves my point more. But for those of you who don't know, or rather, I mean, everybody knows now, but there was a lot of buffs that were implemented into the game, that being into Lycan, into Nemes, Geminidias, and Ankylos Lux. Those, what people don't know was that was actually part of a greater event behind the scenes for content creators. Ludia came to us content creators, or just people within this little space, and they were like, we want you guys to craft 3 buffs, and they will be highlighted once the changes go live. They will be highlighted in that little forum post, but that didn't happen. After asking pretty much everybody in this possible group that could have made the buffs, and after seeing the post ourselves and saying, hey, wait, the collaboration wasn't even highlighted, what we can only assume is that IDGT and his cohorts were picked for this buff. And I say this because a while ago, one of our members reached out to someone at Ludia and asked, why does IDGT get all this like early info than what we get? Because it seems like what he puts out, we get like about a week later, or 2 weeks later, about 2.5 weeks later. And he essentially got back, yeah, IDGT is put on a higher tier based off of his quality, I'm air quoting that, based off his quality and content, his consistency, and his trust. I was so confused with that because by that logic, I feel like he should be at the, at like maybe a B tier when it comes to consistency, because dude pumps out like a video or 2 videos almost every single day. And quality, don't even get me started on that. But it really confused a lot of us, and it was pretty much like a punch in the teeth, and we never let that go. We just kind of held that above our heads, and it was this like exact moment that kind of proved our point. Like, you think IDGT got, now we're not confirming anything, we're not saying outright that he got picked, we're only speculating, but given the information we have, it seems very, very likely. But to me, it is stupid because we are all making content on the same game. We should not be put in tiers. If anything, we should all be put on the biggest priority because without us, you guys would not be having almost any advertisement on this game. So I'm not really asking for special treatment. I'm just asking for why he's getting this special treatment to begin with and what the hell even tiers are because I think that is incredibly stupid and really insulting for the rest of us that actually put time into like manually putting these videos out without having some kind of like generative system to do it for you. But I digress. I mean, also somebody in our group did bring up the fact that Eduardo, someone pretty close with IDGT, had Indo Lycan matchups like 5 minutes or pretty much very quick after the list got the changes were published. So he came to the conclusion that because of this, maybe he was also picked because of his relation with IDGT, because there's no possible way you can have like 30 something creatures in this tier list already all figured out like 5 minutes after the changes were taken out. Unless you are the Flash, then no, that's not possible. But I digress. Moving on. I don't know if I put a segment in the beginning of the video, but I will not be having a Distortus Rex video out for the foreseeable future, mainly because I pretty much got scammed out of it. And when I say scammed, I don't mean like, oh, I was promised something but didn't get it. Ludia was out of office for a couple days, and I understand that. Take your vacation. But it was the most inconveniencing thing because it was during this time where I was trying to get into the beta. And on the day when they come back, which was Wednesday, I asked, hey, can I get into the beta? And no, they didn't allow me in because apparently things were too late. And originally D-Rex was supposed to come out on the 9th of July, not the 3rd, which would be today as of putting this out, but on the 9th of July, yeah, it was supposed to come out. So I had everything, like, when I tell you, like, when I have a schedule for things, that schedule is there. Like, I am ready to prepare in advance. But no, this, not only did this take me completely off guard because I could have still adjusted had I gotten to the beta, but because they essentially just hit me with a, sorry, it's too late now, I don't have anything to go off of. So that really pissed me off, and I had everything planned for Distortus, but now I can't. Also, Ludia has this like stupid rule where, or somebody at this communicated to us, where they were like, during a teaser, you are not allowed to show more than one move. It is only supposed to be 30 seconds long. And I think there was like some two other changes. IDGT, time and time again, consistently ends up breaking that rule because from what I've seen, not that I scour his channel 24/7, but off of what I've seen, he always posts the full clip and more than 30 seconds, or rather more abilities. But yeah, I get flagged for posting a Backclophosaurus video 40 minutes early. So I think that is incredibly stupid. I mean, you're anyway seeing the footage in the teaser. I mean, it's not like your thoughts are going to be swayed by the video. So, I mean, that's very dumb, but there's just a lot of other things that have been going on behind the scenes where we're just kind of now asking for answers because we just want to know why IDGT is being placed on this higher tier than the rest of us. And if it takes making a video to get that kind of clarification, then so be it. But I'm just deeply disappointed because I had everything planned, and essentially now that it's stripped away because, one, communication for us is very last minute. B, we're apparently not as seen as important. We're just kind of there as like, we're just kind of there as participants, nothing really like appreciated. We're just there for the spectacle. And C, they seem to be favoring their golden boy because he just knows how to spend tons of money on the game, if that's even something that they care about, which I'm assuming they are, because again, it's a business, they're trying to make money at the end of the day. But I'm really, really disappointed about all this, really pissed because, like I said, I just had everything planned. I mean, whether or not you guys care or not, I don't know, but I just want to express my like my just my sheer amount of disappointedness. But yeah, this has been spiraling a lot in our group chat, and now we just want answers. So Lydia, to whoever's watching this, I hope that you can reach out to us and just kind of clear the air on a lot of things and just give us answers for once, because boy, do we need them now. So I guess I'm going to be progressing on with the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below. editing Tiger here, I just want to point out the fact that I don't hate IDGT as a person, nor am I jealous of him before anybody comments on that. My main issue is the double standards that is being displayed by Ludia to us versus him. That's my issue. I have an issue with how he's being treated, not him as a person. So before anybody comments that, here's your clarification now. Anyway, back to President Tiger. Yeah, I'm just pretty upset right now. So without further ado, I do have some battles and I guess a pretty cool, funny story time that's a little bit more positive than what I'm talking about now. But without further ado, yeah, uh, I guess I hope you guys will enjoy the rest of the video. So thank you for listening. Have a good one. Who's putting the ice cream machine outside? I'm trying to record. I've been interrupted by planes, by trucks, by neighbors fighting outside, by dogs barking, helicopters, an actual tank, couple of trucks, and now an ice cream machine. It's just never ending bullshit for me. But I can't make this up, but whatever. Fuck, I forgot what I was talking about. I just came out of a match, but I was gonna. Oh yeah, my elementary school experience. So for those of you who don't know, a couple of years ago, I actually made my first or relatively first commentary videos on my middle school experience, or rather my seventh grade experience, because or sixth grade, because that was so fun. And if you guys, if you guys want to watch it, then I'll leave it down below, or you'll see it in the end card. But yeah, elementary school. That one was that's definitely a topic I want to talk about. Okay, something just fell downstairs. Like I just can't have there seems to be an angry polter. Okay, I hear something falling. I don't know. I was gonna say there seems to be an angry poltergeist, but I'm gonna use plural now. There seems to be a bunch of poltergeists just haunting me out of nowhere. So, hello, please let me finish this. But something I do want to. I mean, I was gonna say. Oh right, elementary school experience. So like, I wasn't necessarily a bad kid. I was just kind of naive back then because I would just follow the crowd, and by crowd I mean like four people because it was between me, my best friend at the time Z, and then you had like I'll refer to the other guy as Ed, and then I forgot Jose. So it was Jose, Z, Ed, and myself, and we were all just kind of like not gangsters, but they seemed to treat us as such. So because of that, I had my own designated seat in the principal's office. It was like a teal green, and Z had a blue one, and it even had our like names imprinted in gold in the back. So I remember distinctly this one time I was dropped off at school, and it was a rainy day. It was not rainy at the time, but it was like pretty like cloudy, and my mom couldn't even get off like fucking school property before she would get a call on her like on the phone like in a panic saying that like I'm doing bad stuff and I'm in the principal's office. And like in her mind she's like, okay, he must have killed someone because there's no possible way she didn't even make it to her car after dropping me off and I'm already in the office. When she just left me in the office as well. So it's like, okay, like maybe he forgot something. But no, I was just wandering around. For extra context, I had already known everything. Like I was taught everything before school, so I knew my ABCs, I knew my 1, 2, 3s, I knew how to draw, I knew basic table etiquette, and then like I can even like as a perk, I can even, count my ABCs backwards. So I mean, if you were looked at that, you were kind of looked at as a witch because like that was supposed to be impossible at the time. But I can confidently make it from like Z all the way to like J or something, and then like from the rest I was just kind of like stumbling a little bit, but like I still managed to make it to A. So I mean, there you go. But another thing, like the secretary, she was like, yeah, he was just walking to another class. He didn't make it to his class. Teacher kicked him out and then brought him back here. And she was like, well, does his main teacher even know he's here? It's like, you're like, no, she doesn't even know. She was like, okay. She's like, she had to escort me like to my class personally. I mean, I was there, but I wasn't there at the same time because I was just not paying attention. I was in La La Land or something. I think I was drawing. and I accidentally like deflated the basketball on the floor with the pencil because I was like, oh, I want to see like how bouncy it is, and then it created like a pop sound, and then I got kicked out again. So the teacher seemed to think of me as like some kind of like gang member from like California or some shit, like West Coast, but no. My friend Z was much worse because like he was kind of the leader of the group, like unofficially the leader. Like whatever he would do, like people were looking at him like, oh, he's cool, and he was a bigger guy as well. Like I say, big guy. We were like second and third grade. I mean, he was like 2 grades ahead of me, but he was like a fourth grader, and I was like a second grader at the time, and he was tough. So he would like run his own crowd, and whatever he did, I did, and because we were the closest, I mean, I got like rep for that as well. So I mean, it got into like this one fight, and then I wasn't even there. I was at the slide, and this took place like kind of like on the soccer field, and they pulled me off the slide, and they're like, "Why did you get involved from that fight?" Meanwhile, I'm like 85 feet away from the actual like altercation. I'm like, I was right here. I was on the triple blue slide. How do you miss? But no, I got a call from that as well, and like they called like my parents, I think, saying I hit someone, even though I literally didn't even know the fight happened in the first place. So again, because of guilty association, I almost got almost got grounded for like 2 weeks because of that. And I distinctly remember because like I was a huge Scholastic book reader at the time, specifically like Who Would Win, which is like a series of books by two authors between a couple of animals, like lion versus tiger, like animal face-off style. And I would be just waiting for that like UPS truck to come by at 5:30. And here's the thing, keeping a second grader in the office for after school detention like until almost 7 o'clock should be a crime because I was over here starving and like I was thirsty as well, and they just would not let me get up from that chair. And I was like, "Oh, the Scholastic truck is here. Can I please have my book?" And like, "No, you gotta wait for your mom to come." And I'm like, "Oh shit," because like that day I think I actually did fuck up by doing something. Like I think I was just constantly talking, and I would not let the teacher finish. And then she called that like she was like after school suspension. And needless to say, the events that followed that evening were nothing short of horrendous because I got those books stripped away from my grasp. I was like, no, I'll never find out who wins, even though I already knew a lot about animals at the time and I already could like formulate an opinion on what animal would win, but I wanted to see it for myself. But no. So, needless to say, because of the teacher stupidity, I was grounded for like a day and a half before my parents came to the conclusion that like I really didn't do anything. And this had nothing to do with like the slide X like blacktop thing that happened, like where my friend actually got into a fight. This was just like something where it was on me in a way, so there you go. Again, like another time where there was a school fight in the cafeteria, and I think somebody like threw a cherry tomato from across the cafeteria to another kid, and then that kid threw it at somebody else, and then it was just complete pandemonium. Like I distinctly remember, like I don't know if it was the janitor or the gym teacher, but I distinctly remember somebody just dolphin diving into the crowd, spear tackling someone. I mean, my memory is kind of foggy on it, but I like that is the part I do remember, like 110,000%, like just someone of the staff diving into the crowd, whether whether or not like they actually tackled someone, I really don't believe because again, you're tackling a bunch of 5-year-olds, but it's still funny to picture. But yeah, no, I again because of that I got grounded because guilty association because of my friend Z who really didn't even start anything either. He was just kind of there. Like he was at the same table of the kid who threw the tomato, but he didn't even know it happened until it was too late. So we both got grounded. I mean, he got way harsher punishments than I did because people just hated him. And by people, I mean the entire staff because there was times where he didn't even really do anything. He would just kind of correct the teacher at times, and like his ass would just get sent to the office, and then he would get like hit in front of everybody. So I mean, you would feel bad for him, but at the same time, you're like, how are these teachers so retarded? Like, he didn't even do anything in the first place. It just seemed like they had something against us in general. Like, they did not like us. But after I got out of fourth grade, things went smooth. I mean, it just gets to the middle school BS, and I really don't remember much from my elementary school days. Like I remember I was definitely like the smartest kid because I would just constantly correct other people whenever they whenever they were in a presentation. I guess that's why I kind of got picked on because nobody really likes a D1 nerd, but that's that's me. So um I can't really think of anything else that happened. I mean, it's really just kind of those highlights like essentially all you need to know was there was times where my parents couldn't even get off the school property before they got a call like of me being in the office. I got in trouble for things I really did not do or associate with. Like I'm not even kidding. That part on the slide really pisses me off, and like even to this day because I genuinely wasn't even there. I was a full 100 and like something feet away from it, a good 80 to 100 feet, because we had like a sled hill. Like to give you a bit of a picture, we had a bit of a like a soccer field, but to the left there was like this huge sled hill which you can go to, and it kind of leads into the soccer field, and to the right there was a like another playground like where like you got like a bunch of like triple blue slides, monkey bars, like that was like for the most like more advanced people who dare try their luck. And I was sliding down like the middle part of the slide, and I just hear like this like raspy voice saying, "Hey, you there!" I'm like, "What? What I even do?" Like I put my hands up and everything, like I was some kind of criminal caught in the act. But no, they're like, "Get off the slide." They said get off the slide as well, and like try to yank me as I was like sliding down it. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, attempted murder right there, question mark, but no, they were like, "Why did you hit her?" I'm like, I literally look like I look to my left, look to my right, and then I look up at the sky as if I was expecting someone to be there. I looked up at the sky like Zeus himself was like right there, but no, they're like, "You hit her." I'm like, "Hit who?" It's like, "The girl." "What girl? There's no girl here. I'm by myself." And they're like, get out of here. And like it just like turns out that Z like got in like a slight scuffle where he like put his hand on the shoulder of the girl just to like get her attention, but they considered that hit. But because I was near enough within sight, they considered me to be a like plausible threat as well. So to this day, I still get pissed off because I got off lightly. He didn't. I witnessed him get slapped across the face by his parents. So that was traumatizing. And here's the thing: I had to ride with him on from school to the bus. So I knew that his grandpa, whatever punishment he got, I was gonna get as well, even though I wasn't even like part of the family. I was just there and a close friend. So I was like, "Please God, please just like let us take a detour, let this bus like crash somewhere so I don't have to." I was more afraid of the grandpa than I was my actual parents because he was tough. Like when he yelled, like he would pull that curtain back from his office and be like, "Sit down." I'm like, "Yes, sir." Anyway, I'd be like, yes, sir, anything." And we so like we can't even make a peep. Like, and here's the thing: we were on the couch, right? And we're sitting on the couch, and like right behind us, there's like this curtain that kind of like pulls back, and it's like he can literally watch us from his office, but he would pull that curtain aside so he can do work. And I found like everything funny. Like you can. You can make like a joke or something, like just not even like remotely funny, and I'd still find a way to make it funny. So I would sit on one side of the couch. Z would sit like right across from me, or like kind of like to the left. So I again right across from me, and he would just be making these retarded ass faces, and I could not hold my laughter in. And there was this one like particular time where he like made this really stupid looking face, and I just snorted out. I was like, like he like Gramps pulls the curtain back at like light speed, and he's like, "Shut up!" I'm like, I got taken aback because that's I've only ever heard that word used once, and that was my third grade teacher who was usually like nice but kind of strict. Just, like blurted it out in front of everybody. Like she was like, "Shut up!" And then he was like, "Quiet! Don't make a move, or else I'm calling your parents as well." I'm like, "They're already on the way. Like I don't care. Sit down." And like he would pull that curtain back. I'm like, "Well, if you didn't want us to do anything, why do you keep pulling the curtain?" In my mind, I'm like, I would think like logically about everything. I'm like, well, if you don't want us like making stupid faces, then like fucking keep us in your sight instead of pulling a curtain so we don't attempt any dumb shit. But no. And then like somehow Z would sneak his phone like to play Minecraft, and then that's all we would do. But then the grandma walks in, and she could be even scarier, but like she would sound the alarm pretty much for Gramps to like punish us. And here's the thing, my parents had absolutely no problem at all with me getting punished by the grandpa because like at that time like we were very close friends and like yeah, whatever, if he does anything bad, ground him and then we'll ground him when we get home. So like he had absolutely no problem grounding somebody else's kid and he would do it like with full love as well. But no, like that's just like some examples. I mean, like I don't really keep contact with him much anymore, but he's like 96 now. It, time flies, but I guess that's kind of just my experience with the whole thing. I'm getting absolutely molested with who by I think is Momo and his trichovenator. Yeah, I figured as much. Oops.